Hello everyone, and welcome to my video, Tigers Functions as a Cat in the Wild. Now, a lot of people don't really know what Tiger's function as a cat is, but his strategic adaptation to natural selection differs to that of a lion. A lion is not as strategic in survival as a tiger. A tiger has more incentive to be more strategic because it is a solitary predator and it has to hunt by itself. It doesn't have the luxury of dependency. It can get injured and lose its hunting capability, and if it does, it's pretty much like a death sentence in the wild for a tiger, because they will starve to death if they can't hunt and if they can't maintain their hunting capability. Now, tiger incorporates its stealth capability along with its predatory abilities in order to adapt to natural selection. It is primarily an ambush predator. Also, there are people that don't really understand that tigers' stealth capability and predatory abilities are defense mechanisms of its anatomic vulnerability. So tiger's not just primarily an ambush predator, he's also a stealth cat, but stealth is one of the things that a tiger applies to prevent vulnerability, to prevent being ambushed. Because obviously, if something can't see tiger, they can't assess his anatomic weakness if he's invisible. So I'm saying that tiger's stealth capability, when it occupies its territory in the wild, it is a defense mechanism to prevent vulnerability, to prevent it from being ambushed by other predators or even herbivores or dangerous animals that tiger may actually kill and hunt. So they know that these predators are dangerous, so instinctively these animals may just naturally just instinctively attack to defend themselves. Like buffalo would pretty much do the same if they saw a lion. You know, it's just they know how dangerous these predators are, and they know they're on the menu of these predators. So they are bound to be aggressive towards them and assert themselves to them and attack them. But a tiger cannot be ambushed, or its anatomic weaknesses cannot be exploited if it is invisible. And in a direct fight, the second defense mechanism for tiger, the stealth capability, is the first one. The second defense mechanism is their predatory IQ or knowledge. And this is knowledge of exploiting the vulnerable areas, the fatal areas like the trachea, the abdominal section. But even though tiger fans think that tiger would do well against the lion in a direct fight, that is not the case. Because tiger isn't a cat that is designed to have a direct fight with something. Tigers are not designed to directly initiate combat. They are cats with vulnerability, and they have to attack under means of advantage. So they have to preemptively attack or ambush under advantageous circumstances where they can attack. They need to preemptively ambush and initiate combat. A lion initiates combat directly against something. Even though they do have ambush capability, lions, they're not primarily known for it. They usually ambush when they're hunting, usually. But when it comes to a fight, you know, a lot of the assertiveness is directly initiated. Tiger initiates combat in a preemptive way, by means of ambush, by means of preemptive ambush, because he is an ambush predator and a stealth cat. So tiger fans just clearly don't understand tiger's function as a cat and how his adaptations to natural selection differ to that of a lion. So, but tigers are the kind of predators that are very quick, they're very evasive, and they have a lot of flexibility. So a tiger is not, I would say a tiger strike for strike, paw for paw, is not as powerful as a lion. A lion is more powerful than a tiger, but a tiger is quicker and more flexible and has more, like, I would say, has more dexterity. So, like, I'd say it's tiger's flexibility and agility and dexterity that makes him a dangerous predator. But a lot of people overlook the fact that tiger is a solitary predator, and because of that, he does have to resort to options such as flight in the wild, because it is just, he cannot risk the possibility of injury. So he is not always going to fight against the lion. He's not always going to risk getting into an adverse struggle with a lion in case of the probability of injury. So this is a natural instinct that tiger has, and he will run under these circumstances. If he encounters a lion under direct circumstances, the likelihood is it probably won't even fight it. It'll probably just choose to flee and avoid it. But there's absolutely no doubt about it that lions and tigers historically would have encountered one another, and it would have been inevitable for them to kill one another just because of the way natural selection works. Because these predators, these cats, they don't always have the conditioning to adapt to natural selection. They're not always going to have the conditioning to hunt and fight. Eventually, age is going to take its toll, and the younger generations of males and females are going to come in and take over. You know, the older males' time is over now, and they will get wiped out by natural selection eventually. They will eventually lose the conditioning to hunt and fight, and the future generations will come in and wipe them out. This doesn't just apply to lions and tigers fighting each other. This applies to lions and tigers against one another too, not just against their own species. So this is precisely what I'm talking about. So, but if we were to sum this up under fair circumstances, because natural selection isn't fair, like nature is not fair. So, and it isn't really cheating in that sense, because that's just the way nature is. Nature is very averse. Natural selection is very averse, and these animals have to strategically, incorporate their own reasoning and decisions to survive. They have to make very crucial decisions to make sure they survive the adversities of nature. Tigers' approach towards nature is generally predatory. A lot of the other animals that tiger approaches, it's usually animals that they're hunting or animals that they're preemptively ambushing to kill. Either way, whether tiger is hunting or whether he's preemptively ambushing to fight something and kill something, he's inevitably incorporating his predatory abilities to adapt to natural selection, whether he's hunting or whether he's fighting against something, whether he preemptively ambushes another predator and tries to kill it, or whether he is hunting another predator and tries to kill it. He is inevitably incorporating stealth tactics and preemptive ambush and his predatory abilities. So this is tiger's strategic adaptation to natural selection. It also prevents his anatomic vulnerability. So most of the animals that tiger approaches when he's about to attack or hunt something, he usually goes in for the kill and tries to kill it. But it is usually preemptively initiated. It is usually through preemptive ambush that tiger does this to kill these animals. But there is an exception. There is an exception of other tigers being on the territory. Now, tiger has a different approach towards this. He will have a competitive approach towards that tiger. He's competitive towards all the other predators too, but he sees a tiger as more competitive to the point where he's going to be directly assertive to it. So a tiger will be directly assertive to another tiger on its territory. But the other animals that he encounters, he won't be. He'll preemptively ambush those other animals if he gets the chance to. So, and if he directly encounters something too, yes, tiger does have the ability to psychologically intimidate other animals. But he is not really designed to really directly encounter things. So sometimes tiger doesn't really do well in this, but he definitely has the psychological intimidation factor as a cat to psychologically intimidate other predators and other animals. But when tiger is fighting against another tiger for mating rights, they will fight to the death against one another. So that is an extreme circumstance. If both tigers have a strong procreative drive to mate with the tigress, then one of these males is going to die because neither of them are going to back down or submit to one another. One of them is going to die under these circumstances. But if that's not the case, then the tigers might get into a direct fight with each other, but it may have a non-lethal outcome, or it may result in one of the tigers submitting to one another.